Shout outs to Sarah, Mary, Jenny again, Tina, Emmer, Danielle, Chanel, and Co. And Christina. And Christina again. Thank you guys for booking your 30 minutes and 1 hour on TonyBomboni.com. The link is in the description below. I'll shout your first name out unless you say otherwise. If you book a 30-minute or hour for helping fund and support this YouTube channel. Because your support goes a long way, so I do appreciate it. This is a custom video booked by Maria. Thank you, Maria, for booking this 15-minute ASMR video and sharing it publicly with my fellow poopsies. This is going to be a Feng Shui advice tips video, and it's been a while since I did a Feng Shui video. I remember a lot of my poopsies were like, oh my gosh, that was my favorite video in 2012. So I'm recreating it without the book because I don't really have book about Feng Shui. I know my partner does, but like I don't know if it's quite here yet, but because we're still moving stuff. So I wanted this to be soft-spoken, and I'm going to mention spring a bit because it's springtime now, as you know. Some people say spring is March 1st. Some people say during the equinox, 21st, 22nd. Some people say April 1st. So it just depends what your viewpoint on life is, I suppose. But it's spring, right? Pretty much. So the cold is starting to minimize and subside. The deep freeze is over. The snow is mostly gone in most of the world, right? So it's spring, or I should say the northern hemisphere of the world, right? To be more accurate. But because it's springtime, it's a good time to start spring cleaning, which is what you call when you clean up your home, freshen up your house a bit. If it's old, you re-add the paint on the walls, use some incense or sage, reorganize things, clean things out of the closet, the cupboards, make it home, And spring is the true start of the new year, which we've been lied to. No, it's not winter. The true start of the new year is spring. That's why when everything grows again, it makes sense. Why would the new year start dead? It doesn't make sense. Winter is endings. That's the end of the year. So anyway, I digress. I guess there's a reason April 1st is April Fools, because we've been fooled. We've been duped. But anyway, so I'm going to talk about Feng Shui now. So the first thing I want to mention are this might not be really understood by most people, but I'll get the hard part out of the way first and then go on to the easier stuff that's more reliable. So when it comes to wealth and assets, the ruling aspects of the home, like finances, money, those kind of things, that's a wind element, okay? Actually, it's a wood element, right? Sorry, not wind. Because wood is of the earth, right? Like if you look at tarot, pentacles is about money, it's earth. So there you go. I don't know why I said wind. I'm still adjusting to these new glasses. But it is empowered by water. So water makes money flow. So anywhere you put water in the home. So if you have like a money altar, put like a little waterfall fountain next to it so money can continue flowing your way, right? Put some wood, some knickknacks of wood nearby as well, right? It's weakened by metal, believe it or not. It's funny because our money is metal, but it's like, I guess there's a reason that like pennies, the quarters are all metal, because it's like less money. You know what I'm saying? The more money would be the wood, right? The paper money, which is made of obviously trees, right? Wood. So that helps you kind of remember that better. So don't put metal near your money altar like that, okay? All right. unless it's a money manifesting crystal that has a lot of metals to it, then I guess it's all right. But try to keep it at a bare minimum. So wood and water for money. Okay? All right. So for ambitions, for honor, for validation, things like that, happiness, fulfillment, things you value deeply. That's a fire element. So you can light candles and, let's say you want to make a crystal altar, you put a little candle in the middle of that. Perfect. That's enough fire, right? It's empowered by wood. So maybe you burn like Palo Santo. That can help you honor yourself, self-validate, and bring more happiness when you cleanse that energy off you. So definitely work with that. Although Palo Santo is only for you, for the body, the human body, it's, I guess, animals too. It's not for the home. For the home, you need something else. So maybe you burn some other type of wood if you're not comfortable using sage. It's weakened by water, though. So water is not a good way to increase that part. And it makes sense, because if it's fire, why would you douse it with water, right? Doesn't make sense. So that helps you kind of remember. So there's 5 elements: wood, water, metal, fire. There was one more. I don't know why it's not on here, but okay. There's 4, I guess. I guess they shortened it. Wood, water, metal, and fire. Okay, so wood, earth, water, right? Fire and air. I'm sorry. Air was the 5th one. I knew there was one. It's not mentioned here, though, because air is everywhere. So this doesn't count, right? Because obviously air is everywhere in your home. That's why I was a little confused. So love. It's been a while since my last Feng Shui one. I'm sorry. Love and relationships for the mothers out there and for the home as well. You want to use earthly stuff, so plants, okay? Maybe you have different sections of the home, like where the mom sleeps, you put some plants, right? Empowered by fire, so you can have, again, candles near you or a fireplace going, right? Get creative. Just make sure you don't burn the house down. My gosh, don't put the candles near the plants, okay? Ciao. Weakened by wood, so no wood furniture, right? In that area of the home where you're making love, you know what I'm saying, right? It depends. It's not always true. It just means like it's weakened by. So you can have, let's say, for example, you want to manifest more lovemaking and baby making in the bedroom. If your whole room is made of wood, good luck with that, right? It's too earthy, it's too grounding, right? You gotta add some earth and fire mixed in with that, right? Fire is like passion, heat, when people have like sexual intimacy and stuff like that. And earth kind of helps you. Again, you might be confused. Wait a minute, you said earth, then you said no, wood. Wood is part of earth. I'm telling you, the element of this energy is earth. Like think Empress card in tarot, right? Empress is earth energy. And it's a card of love and motherhood, right? In the home. But you don't see her sitting on wood furniture, do you? Right? So it's a balance. You can have some wood things, but not everything. Because if you have like too much fire, too much earth, right? It's too much of that in the room. You still want a contrast. So I'm not saying don't ever put things, when I say weakened by, what I'm saying is just be careful not to add too much of those things in that area of the home, okay? So I just read you all the south ends of the home. This is ideal for the south end of the home. Wealth, assets, finance, money, ambitions, honor, validation, happiness, and fulfillment, and love, relationships, mother, and home, okay? So south is called the Red Phoenix, if it helps you remember. So for the east side of the home, southeast is the wealth, assets, finance, money, right? The southwest is love, relationships, mother, home, right? And purely south is ambitions, honor, validation, happiness, fulfillment, okay? So if it helps you remember that. I'm not quite going to show you the image for copyright purposes, but what I will say is we're going to start reading the east side now. So the east is called the Blue Dragon. It's family, ancestry, and foundations. The element is wood. It's empowered by water and weakened by metal, okay? So the northeast would be knowledge, skills, education, arts, and culture. Element is earth, empowered by fire, weakened by wood, okay? So the middle point of the home is health, wellness, luck, trials, and challenge. Element is earth, empowered by fire, weakened by wood. Career, willpower, and goals is the north or the black tortoise area of the home. Element water, empowered by metal, weakened by earth. The west side of the home, the northwest, is allies, community, father, and blessings. So we went from mother to father now. Physical body and vitality. Element is metal, empowered by earth, weakened by fire. The west side of the home is innovation, children, creativity, and fertility. Element metal, empowered by earth, weakened by fire. And the west is called the white tiger. So, yeah, I just want to quickly skim over that because it's not something that, people usually focus or understand. But I'm not going to explain in detail because I only have so much time here. But now we're moving on to a more, easily understandable area. So again, wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Those are actually the 5 elements. I apologize. It was not air. It was earth. I don't know why I overlooked that part as well. Wood, think wood, and you light it on fire. And then the ash comes back to the earth. And in the earth is metal. And then in the earth is also water. I don't know if that helps you remember. Okay? There's a whole cycle of how the elements flow. I just forgot the exact details. Normally, I would think it would be like, here's the earth, a fire starts, the ash goes into the air and makes clouds to form water droplets that go back down to the earth to make metal. Whatever. Or wood, right? Wood, which makes life, which makes humans, which make metal, right? Or whatever. Humans don't make metal, but you know what I mean, okay? I guess we do, in a way. So the occupant, if you're artistic, idealistic, and visionary, the living space should have trees and plants, okay? And it's like a dragon aspect, so maybe you have like a dragon altar or something like that, especially if you're in Chinese or into like Chinese culture. But that's a positive of the occupant with wood. So I'm talking wood. This is the wood. If this describes you, you are wood. The opposite is demanding and inflexible, right? The living space should have columns or wooden decks, right? I'm thinking back to my home that had a beautiful big column pillar in my home, and quite a bit of wood furniture, actually. Yeah. Not enough plants, though. But at least I had a lot of trees around, so yeah. I would say this probably would describe me to some degree. So they're the pioneers in life, enjoy travel and experimentation, a benevolent and humanitarian soul they are. Their career inclination is more in alignment toward teaching, social justice, publishing, or healthcare. So if you have a lot of paper and books around, that's good. Maybe a good place to have a library of your own, just one room. It's important to have just that one room, right? Where you can call home in a home and, have peace. If you don't feel at home in general where you live, just make your room, Wooden furniture as well. Bamboo, resin, and plastic are good for those areas. And the colors should stick to green and beige, which I've also ironically been doing. So yeah, a lot of green and beige furniture I have. So that's a funny connection right there. I guess this has a lot of truth. So if you're a fire, all right, not a fire sign, I'm not talking astrology, this would probably be you if your positives are innovative and passionate. Okay, if you're innovative and passionate, but your negatives are irascible, whatever that means, and reckless. So if you're this, then you're fire. Assertive, outgoing, and creative people. Natural-born leaders, however prone to extremes. So that's like a fire sign, basically, in Zodiac too. Career inclination is performing arts, technology, politics, and design. So you need a lot of candles and lighting. Surprise, surprise. I forgot to mention light bulbs are also fire, okay? anything electricity, right? Maybe you have like a steampunk thing going around. Triangular objects, believe it or not, because fire is the triangle element. Sun symbolism is phoenix, okay, obviously fire. Amber, obsidian, or sunstone are good fiery crystals to work with. I love sunstone and amber. It's funny because I see myself in a mix of all the elements. I'm not just like one description. The colors you should have around the home are red, orange, and yellow. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so earth. Let's see if this describes you. Positives are loyal, reliable, and patient. Negatives are you're stubborn, dull, and misanthropic. You're stable, pragmatic, and dependable people. You uphold values and traditions. You act with integrity. Your career should be more around law, real estate, finance, and highly technical fields. Have a lot of clay, stone, terracotta, or ceramic things. So this would be good kitchen stuff, right? Maybe you want to balance all parts of your home as one part wood, one part fire, one part earth, right? Think about who am I in the kitchen, right? We become a different persona in the kitchen. I know I am, at least. When I start cooking, I'm not Antonio or Tony Bomboni, right? I'm, the chef, right? So how would that match your personality? Maybe you want to add more fire to the kitchen, because you work with fire in the kitchen to get you more energy. So many people are so tired. They're like, oh, I'm tired of cooking. And the meal comes out really horribly, right? So think, how would your personality in different parts of the home, right? The lovemaking part of the home, the bedroom, right? The restroom, how are you there? You're more calm and relaxed, right? The patio, what element would describe you there? Think about that, okay? And then add these pieces to that section of the home. For earth, granite, marble, agates, and jasper. Jasper, definitely. Always have some jasper in the front of your home. For grounding and protection. Mountains, so if you live in a mountain region, it's wonderful. Globes and gnomes would be ideal. I actually have a gnome right here in my office. That's cute. So yeah, I don't know how, I guess you'd add paintings of mountains in the earth part of the home. Imagery of natural landscapes in general. Colors would be neutrals and browns, okay? So some nice good leather brown furniture, perhaps. Metal part of the home is where you're independent, ambitious, but you're cold, detached, and destructive at the same time. You're analytical, knowledgeable, and independent thinker. You're disciplined, you have an innate talent for music as well, and your career would be good in law and policy, rhetoric, writing, and academics. You should have coins, clocks, and electronics. Again, think metal, bronze, silver, and gold. Even like a safe, a vault, right? There should be a balance of all of these elements in the home. Wood, fire, earth, metal, water. It's really good to have that. Even if you're not sure about cardinal direction points and where exactly things should go and flow. I'm not here to really do that today because Feng Shui is so complex. That's why they write books about it. Weaponry, okay, swords, knives, wind instruments, and percussion. Those are good to have. You by no means have to have all of these things, of course. A cluttered home is not necessarily a good one. Colors are white, metallics, and grays, okay? So for water, sociable, empathic, and intuitive, but sensitive and mercurial. You're spiritual, intuitive, and wise. You have strong diplomatic abilities. Career would be commerce, public relations, international relations, entrepreneurship, and any artistic field. Because water is about emotions. Emotions is creativity, right? That's why women are usually more creative with like art and paintings and stuff like that. Or a man that has a lot of feminine traits, right? Rivers, lakes, bodies of water, okay? So live near that if that describes you. Glass, mirrors, and reflective surfaces would be ideal because that emulates water because you can see a reflection in a river or a lake or a stream. Fountains, aquariums, and seashells would be good. I also have that here too. So I guess I have on my desk, it's funny, I have on my desk a mix of pretty much everything. I have candle, it's a wood furniture. I have a beautiful earthly natural landscape illustration. Actually, it's funny, I have a little like sword there too. a little plastic sword. That's cute. That's metal, I guess. And I have some like pens and stuff there, so I guess that's metal. And I have seashell. So I have all the elements on my desk. So that's good to have for like business and stuff. I didn't even realize that. Wow. I'm going to start looking into this in other areas of my home too. Water would be lotus, like lotus petals, frogs, if you have little pets like that, fish, and crystal goblets. Okay, don't just get a pet fish just to have it. Please take care of it, okay? Colors would be black and blue, all right? Just like the night sky. The sky would be water too, because it has a lot of moisture to it. So that's that, guys. I know I'm going to go a little bit over time, but I want to make this a long one. So this last part was actually printed out by AI. So, you know, when you Google search things nowadays, AI just tells you what to do. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. Let's see what it says. So it says, for a more harmonious and balanced home, consider these Feng Shui tips. Declutter to allow energy flow, like I've said. Ensure good lighting. And when you walk in a space and it's too dim, it's like, it's really unappealing. And place furniture for optimal energy circulation. Paying attention to the entryway and bedroom. Those are always more important. You know, I even know the saying, the bedroom should always be left for love making and sleeping. That's it. Do not do work in there. Do not eat in there. You know, yeah. And if you ever walk into a home and you ever feel like the energy is not really flowing, that's your indicator that something's off. So like if you have a couch blocking the doorway, it's like, ooh, no, you know, it's not a good flow. Here's a deeper dive into some key Feng Shui principles and practical advice. 1. Declutter and clean. Why? Clutter blocks the flow of qi, or life force energy. And it even applies to actually where your house is. If it's on the end of a street, you're getting all that energy flowing directly to your house. Can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. So how should you declutter and clean regularly? Declutter and clean your home, focusing on the entryway and areas where you spend the most time. But also remembering to also clean out those stagnant areas where you rarely reside, like gong a sound bowl in there. You know, make noise, play music in there. Because it's like it forms spirits after a while. Like it disturbs that spiritual manifestation of blockage in those rooms. That's why I don't like too big homes, because like especially when you're just not walking in there that frequently, you gotta, you know, walk around your house, clean a bit, and actually you have to disturb the peace sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It can't be too quiet. Or if it's like a quiet room, you barely go in, put a water fountain in there or something to constantly make noise and flow, right? Specifics. Remove broken or unwanted items. And ensure doors and hallways are clear. So enhance natural light and lighting. Why? Ample light promotes positive energy and vitality. Okay. How should you enhance the natural light and lighting? Open windows to let in natural light and use lamps strategically to brighten dark corners. Yeah, that's a good one. Specifics. Ensure windows are clean and unobstructed and avoid placing furniture that blocks the light. Number 3, optimize furniture placement. Why? Proper placement enhances energy flow and creates a sense of balance. How should you do this? Place furniture in a way that allows for easy movement and clear pathways. Specifics. Position your bed in a commanding position where you can see the door without being directly in line with it. So basically, your feet should face the door, head away from the door, but you're facing toward the direction of the wall that the door is on, basically. I've always known that. If you have no choice and it's a small room or the layout's weird, make it the closest to, not the complete opposite. So meaning your head should never face the door, only your feet, right? Position your bed in a commanding position where you can see the door without being directly in line with it, and avoid placing furniture that blocks the entrance of a room, of course. 4, focus on the entryway. Why? The entryway is where your energy enters your home. How should you do this? Keep the entryway clean, bright, and free of clutter. Ensure the door is in good working order and that the entryway is welcoming. 5. Bedroom Feng Shui. The bedroom is a space for rest and relaxation. Create a calm and peaceful atmosphere with soft colors, minimal decor, and a clear space. Avoid placing your bed under a sloping ceiling or where you can see your reflection in a large mirror when you wake up. Utilize colors and elements. Colors and elements can influence energy and create balance. Use colors that promote the desired energy in each room. Like I said, use green for family, purple for wealth. Consider the 5 elements, earth, metal, water, wood, fire, in your decor. Take care of your doors and windows. Doors and windows are portals for energy. Ensure doors open smoothly and windows are clean. Make sure your front door is in good working order and that windows are free of clutter. Repair and replace is the last one. Broken or damaged items can create negative energy. Fix any broken items promptly and replace those that are beyond repair. And pay special attention to mirrors, doors, and windows, like they repeatedly emphasize. AI is emphasizing in this advice. Can't believe a robot's giving us life advice. But anyway, so thank you guys for joining us. Us, I guess, me and AI, right? Us today. I hope you've enjoyed your custom video, Maria, and give a lot of advice and tips and guidance. And yeah, I think that covers everything really, from what I'm familiar with. I've always heard even like a fountain in the center of the home. If you have one of those houses that has just like a center area, not necessarily a hallway, but that can circulate all the energy around the home, kind of like a wheel or a clock, right? What else? Yeah, I would look up your numerology of your address. So if your address is like 205, right? You add 2 and 5, that's 7. 7 has a meaning associated with the home. So before you officially sign the mortgage, make sure that's in alignment with you, what kind of place is it going to be like, right? And there's even a numerology for your street name, right? So every letter is a number. So if it's Burger Street, there's actually sites that you can type in the name and figure out what the actual true meaning of that name is. So yeah, you can find it by typing your name or your birthday and figuring out more about yourself as well. So thank you guys. I love you all so much. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure you check me out on TonyBomboni.com to book your own custom ASMR video. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter. It's absolutely free, and I have a FAQ section on my website, frequently asked questions, that is. If you scroll down on the homepage, you'll find my newsletter, and then you scroll a little more down, you'll find the FAQ section where I answer any questions you may have about my services if you are thinking about booking. So I look forward to, and thank you everyone who's booking lately. I think we've had, it's been a while since we had a record-blowing month, but I think we just reached another record for like March, April. Like it was just insane. You guys are so awesome, and I can't thank you enough. You really helped me keep going. So yeah, I'm gonna go film more ASMR videos now and bookings, and catch up on those, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye, guys.